Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Michael, and as always, we're going to be getting into some more stories. If you enjoy, make sure to leave a like, and if you're new, I'd appreciate if you subscribed. Without further ado, let's begin. This story was posted by a user named Severe Maroon in the What Should I Do subreddit. The post is titled, "Should I drive 3 hours to hook up with someone on Discord?" I am a 21-year-old male and have been chatting with this girl who is 20 on Discord for a couple of months now, and we've been really flirty. We've sent each other sexually explicit images, and now we both want to hook up. We FaceTimed plenty of times, so I'm very sure I'm not getting catfished. I'm really excited, but the only downside is that I live in eastern Pennsylvania and she lives in central Pennsylvania, and it's a 3-hour drive one way, 6 hours total. So should I make the long drive or not? Update. I figured I'd update since a few people asked. I ended up making the full 3-hour drive, and honestly, I don't regret it. Don't worry, I'm not dead and was definitely not catfished. In fact, she looked even better in person. We clicked just like we did online, had intimacy a couple of times, and at first it was awkward, but we became comfortable quickly. This morning we grabbed coffee and just hung out. It was freezing, so she drove me around her town and showed me a few spots, which was actually really nice and low-key. I am planning to head back tomorrow. This definitely doesn't feel like a one-time thing. Going forward, we'll probably meet halfway, which will be more convenient. Overall, I'm glad I went for it. Sometimes the drive is worth it. This is another rare occurrence of a wholesome story, and it's just so refreshing to listen to after some of the heavier stories out there. Sometimes things just work out, and even if they didn't, there was zero harm done. User Plainwing said, "The day a single dude in his 20s isn't willing to take a bit of risk and make a 3-hour drive to get some is the day mankind is doomed." User Strad Demonovich said, "I did this. I met a beautiful woman online, talked daily for a few months, and then started making the 7-hour drive to see her. I had 3-day weekends off work every other week, so I'd drive up after work and come back with enough time to sleep and go back to work on Monday. We've been married for 6 years now." This next story was made in the AITA subreddit by a user named LawfulnessDo. The post is titled, "I want to take our cat with me after my wedding. Hi, this issue has led to fights in my house over the past week, and at this point, I thought I'd ask here. I'm going to get married in a few months and currently live with my parents. 6 years ago, my aunt gifted me my cat for my 18th birthday when he was a kitten. She knew I loved cats and had always wanted one, so that was her gift, and it was the best gift I've ever received. I was the one who organized his diet, litter trained him, named him Casper, taught him to respond to his name, and had him snuggle with me. I also had huge arguments with my parents in the early days over him and defended him. Over time, Casper became an integral part of our family. Last week, we were planning how to start moving my stuff to my fiance's place, and I also brought up his cat tree. My younger sister was like, "Why would you take his cat tree? You're not taking Casper." I said, "Of course I am, he's my cat," and added that my fiance loves cats too and that I had already discussed this with him. My parents were also against me taking him, and my sister started full-on sobbing. I was beside myself, and we had an argument. I told them Casper was a gift for me, that I had raised him since he was a kitten, and I reminded my parents how they used to say he was too much work and a mess in the early days. Since then, whenever the topic has been brought up, my sister gets heated. My parents low-key side with her, saying Casper is used to the house and that cats are creatures of habit. I've told them they have 3 months to make peace with the fact that Casper is coming with me. Edit, to address some frequent questions. My college was in the same city we live in as is my job, so I commuted from home. And no, my fiance and I haven't been living together. The first time my dad and I took him to the vet, he was registered under my name. Until I got a job after college, I covered his expenses with my pocket money and my parents also contributed. Since I've been working, I've paid the bulk of his expenses, though my parents still contribute as well. My sister is 17 and yes, we'll be living in the same city, so she'll be able to see him often. It's just that my parents are siding with her, not just to support her, but on their own. They also believe Casper should stay here. I'll try to bring up the idea of them adopting a new cat. Update. Thank you for the feedback on my original post. I took comfort in the fact that I was well within my rights to take Casper with me and I was determined to do so. A few comments, one in particular, stressed that I should make sure to do what's best for Casper. Despite our arguments, I got the feeling that my parents and sister, or at least my parents, had accepted that Casper would be coming with me. My dad even talked about how I should introduce him to my fiance's house in advance, so it seemed like they had accepted it. One thing I had been asked to consider was who his person is. While as a kitten, Casper was only bonded to me, especially when my parents were still against him, he is a family cat now. Sometimes he curls up on my bed when sleeping, and sometimes on my sister's. When my mom is making food, he'll sit like a loaf next to her on the counter while she goes over the recipe with him. As far as laps go, anyone is fair game for him. My mom will often hold him in her lap while she's watching the news and talk to him about what's happening. Whenever my dad goes to the meat shop, he makes sure to get liver for him too, which we boil and feed him. And my sister loves dressing him up, which he tolerates without resistance. So I just couldn't say Casper was only bonded to me and not to them, nor could I say that I'm the only one who is bonded to him. It's a bit unfair to my fiance, but what made me decide was when I was talking to him and he said we could make a cat door for the cat when we move in. It's a small thing to nitpick, but I can't remember the last time we called Casper the cat. We also don't let him outside. In fact, we even had someone come in to make sure any holes or openings were sealed. So I've decided to leave Casper with my family. I think it's best for him. I can't imagine how it will feel to be without him. He's my baby, and just typing this has me crying. But I'll visit him every 2 days. I haven't told my family yet in case I break and change my mind, but I will tell them soon. Thank you. Again, this is a pretty sweet ending. I can understand that it absolutely sucks having to leave her cat behind, but if animals could speak, that cat might actually want to stay. Everyone in that family had a very close and loving bond to the cat, and it's probably for the best if that's where it remains. It's an incredibly mature decision to make, in my opinion. User Banana said, place is very important to cats. For some cats, their original home is more important than their person. Good call by OP. My cat was never the same after moving from her original home of 12 years. She didn't interact with us the same, she didn't go into certain rooms, and she didn't sleep with us anymore. You could tell she did not like the new house, and it never got better for her.